would you feel if your favorite team came back from a huge deficit and almost won a game that seemed impossible to win? That's what the New York Knicks did in one of the most amazing games in NBA history. Come, let's find out more about the comeback of the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks' previous seasons were mostly disappointing and unsuccessful. They had not made the playoffs, which is the final stage of the season where the best teams play against each other to decide the champion, for 8 consecutive seasons from 2014 to 2021. They also had many problems with their coaches, players and management, and they often lost more games than they won. Some of the Knicks' previous season performances are 2013-14, the Knicks finished with a 37-45 record, which means they won 37 games and lost 45 games. They missed the playoffs by 1 game and they fired their coach Mike Woodson after the season. Their best player was Carmelo Anthony, who averaged 27.4 points per game, which means he scored 27.4 points on average in each game. 2014-15, the Knicks had their worst season in franchise history as they finished with a 17-65 record. They had the second worst record in the entire NBA, and they had many injuries and conflicts among their players and coaches. They hired a new coach, Derek Fisher, but he did not do well. Their best player was Carmelo Anthony, who only played 40 games due to a knee injury. 2015-16, the Knicks improved slightly as they finished with a 32-50 record. They still missed the playoffs and they fired their coach, Derek Fisher, in the middle of the season. They hired another coach, Curtis Rambis, but he also did not do well. 2016-17, the Knicks had another bad season as they finished with a 31-51 record. Missed the playoffs for the 4th straight year and they had more problems with their players and management. They hired a new coach, Jeff Hornacek, but he did not improve the team. Their best player was Carmelo Anthony, who averaged 22.4 points per game. 2017-18, the Knicks had a slightly better start to the season as they won 17 of their first 32 games. However, they collapsed in the second half of the season as they lost 37 of their last 50 games. They finished with a 29-53 record and they missed the playoffs for the 5th consecutive year. They also traded their best player Carmelo Anthony to another team, and their second best player Kristaps Porzingis tore his ACL, which is a serious knee injury. Their new best player was Enes Freedom, who averaged 14.6 points and 11 rebounds per game. 2018-19, the Knicks had the worst season in the NBA as they finished with a 17-65 record. They missed the playoffs for the 6th straight year and they had the lowest attendance in their home arena, Madison Square Garden. They fired their coach, Jeff Hornacek, after the season and they hired a new coach, David Fitzdale. They also traded their best player, Kristaps Porzingis, to another team, and they did not get any good players in return. Their new best player was Mitchell Robinson, who averaged 7.3 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 2.4 blocks per game. 2019-20, the Knicks had another terrible season as they finished with a 21-45 record. The season was cut short due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which is a disease that spread around the world and caused many deaths and illnesses. The Knicks missed the playoffs for the 7th consecutive year and they fired their coach David Fitzdale in the middle of the season. They hired another coach, Mike Miller, but he also did not do well. Their best player was Mitchell Robinson, who averaged 9.7 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game. 2020-21, the Knicks had a surprising and impressive season as they finished with a 41-31 record. They made the playoffs for the first time since 2013 and they had the 4th best record in the Eastern Conference. They hired a new coach, Tom Thibodeau, who did a great job of improving the team's defense and culture. Their best player was Julius Randle, who averaged 24.1 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. Also won the Most Improved Player award, which is given to the player who improved the most from the previous season. 2021-22, the Knicks had a disappointing and inconsistent season as they finished with a 37-45 record. They missed the playoffs and had a lot of injuries and struggles with their offense. They still have the same coach, Tom Thibodeau, and the same best player, Julius Randle, but they did not play as well as the previous season. They also traded for a new point guard, Jalen Brunson, who was their second best player and averaged 18.7 points and 6.3 assists per game. The NBA players who have come and gone in the New York Knicks team are the players who have joined or left the team over the years. New York Knicks are a basketball team that plays in the NBA, which is the highest level of professional basketball in the world. Knicks have a long and rich history, but they have not won a championship since 1973. Knicks have had many different players on their roster, which is the list of players who are part of the team. Some of these players have been very good and famous, while others have been less known or successful. Some of these players have stayed with the Knicks for a long time, while others have only played for a short period or have been traded to other teams. Some of the NBA players who have come and gone in the New York Knicks team. Carmelo Anthony. He was one of the best players in the NBA and he played for the Knicks from 2011 to 2017. He was a very good scorer, which means he could make many points in a game. He averaged 24.7 points per game with the Knicks, which means he scored 24.7 points on average in each game. He also made the All-Star team, which is a team of the best players in the league, 7 times with the Knicks. However, he did not win a championship with the Knicks and he was traded to another team in 2017. Kristaps Porzingis. He was a very tall and talented player and he played for the Knicks from 2015 to 2019. 7 feet 3 inches tall, which is very rare and impressive for a basketball player. He could shoot very well from long distances and he could also block shots from the other team. He averaged 17.8 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game with the Knicks. Also made the All-Star team once with the Knicks. However, he suffered a serious knee injury in 2018 and he was traded to another team in 2019. Julius Randle. He is a very strong and skilled player and he has played for the Knicks since 2019. He's very good at scoring, rebounding, and passing the ball. He averaged 24.1 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 6 assists per game with the Knicks in the 2020-21 season. He also won the Most Improved Player award, which is given to the player who improved the most from the previous season. He also made the All-Star team for the first time with the Knicks. He helped the Knicks make the playoffs, which is the final stage of the season where the best teams play against each other to decide the champion for the first time since 2013. Jalen Brunson. He is a very smart and fast player and he has played for the Knicks since 2021. He is very good at scoring and passing the ball. He averaged 18.7 points and 6.3 assists per game with the Knicks in the 2021-22 season. Also made the All-Star team for the first time with the Knicks. He is the leader of the Knicks and he is one of the reasons why the Knicks are doing very well in the 2023-24 season. The New York Knicks are performing quite well in the current NBA season. As of the latest update, they have a winning record with 33 wins and 20 losses. This is a strong performance and indicates that the team has been successful in many of their games. The team's success can be attributed to several factors. The players have been performing well, with many of them contributing significantly to the team's victories. Coaching staff has also done a commendable job in strategizing and preparing the team for each game. In terms of individual performances, several players have stood out. However, the team's success is not just due to 1 or 2 players, but a collective effort. Each player has a role to play and their combined efforts have resulted in the team's impressive performance. The Knicks' good performance this season is a positive sign for the team and its fans. It shows that the team is competitive and has the potential to do well in the playoffs. Just when all hope seems lost, the New York Knicks made an unbelievable comeback. But how did they turn the tide? What secret weapon did they unleash? And can they keep the momentum going? Comment your thoughts on this and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.